Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. This is Michael Chu here. We're going to look at our growth stocks list right here for the week ending February 28, 2025. So overall, we did have a pretty bad week for the market. If you like to watch the market recap video, please follow that video. Just a quick update on the live stream. I do live stream most of the days right now around 8-ish, 8:20 Mountain Time, which is roughly 10 a.m. Mountain Time. I know most people have to go work and stuff, but yeah, if you want to watch it after as well at the end of the day, that's possible too. Just want to make sure people are aware of that. I do go through stocks on the move each day, and that way you can see what's happening in real time and also how I analyze the intraday chart and so forth. So here is the growth stocks list that I have every week on my spreadsheet here. They all sort by performance based on January 10th. Of course, many growth stocks have come down really hard, so most of them are in downtrend. Uh, in fact, let me go show you the numbers right now. So right now on uptrend, there's about 61 stocks right now by the end of Friday. Within 1% of the 10 and 21 day moving average is 24 stocks. On downtrend, we are at 282. So we see some slight improvement. You can see a little bit uptick here on uptrend versus downtrend, but not a lot, right? Like we're talking about like 20 to 30 stocks difference here. So again, we're seeing some slight improvement, but not much. New highs, that's probably also very important. We're not seeing much new highs yet. You can see the number didn't improve as well, right? With that being said, again, we will look at some of the stocks that have trying to move right now. They may not be your regular names that you're used to, and that's okay. And sometimes maybe there's new leadership forming, or maybe this is a temporary bounce for certain areas. I have no idea, but at least there might be some stocks that may be tradable and maybe have some upward momentum. So we'll watch for that. Today we're gonna start with the downtrend just to see what's happening there. So I'm gonna filter this. So a lot of these names here are on all downtrend right now, including HIMS, TAM, BABA, AXSM, KRYS, and Futu, ITCAI, CISO, Spotify, Palantir. So let's take a quick look at Palantir. So on the Palantir daily chart, you will notice that it did undercut the red line, which is the 50-day moving average, but it did rebound at the end of day because of the market bouncing back yesterday on Friday. Here's the previous like buy point. So we did undercut that, so that could shake out a lot of people there. Is this downtrend over? Like really nobody knows. But here's the downtrend line right there. Okay, that's the downtrend line. I did trade this stock. I was able to kind of mostly trade this trend right here. I saw on the day where it down like I think 8% that day. I give back quite a bit on that day, but that's okay. I still have a pretty good gain. But overall, you can see after that day, it pretty much just came straight down. And then again, we tried to bounce here, but it fell. Again, the 10 days right there. You can see this slope here. It never come close to it. Okay, so that is very dangerous. Some stocks will try to come back to it, touch it, and then maybe get rejected. But so far, this stock has not even come back to the 10-day. And even in recent days, it didn't even come close to it. Like right there is the when I say close, I mean like a few points below it, right? Like that's kind of, but this is like much further away from where the green line is. So I'm worried this stock could go down a lot more from here just because of that. Okay. So we'll continue to watch this. At some point, it will rebound and it will give us opportunity. It might go sideways a little bit. Test the low once more, kind of thing, and then it start to bounce, and then you will have a nice, potential cup base and so forth, right? So like I said, there's no rush to get back into a stock like this just because it has run up a lot. There's people who make a lot of money here, and then there's people who make money here. So how much of those people it will get tested, I have no idea. But yeah, so we just want to be patient with this one. Then we have Billy, TVTX, LRN, Chef also went into a downtrend. AT&T, that's a Chinese stock. CLS, Pins, Kavana, RBC, AGI, SE, Court, Netflix still in a downtrend. Dash still in a downtrend right now. BE, Tizu, AEM, Upstart, EXPE. I'm not going to go through this, but you can see for yourself the list here is quite extensive still. I see Viking here. Blah, blah, blah. So lots of stocks getting still, pretty much in a downtrend mode, hasn't come back above the short-term moving average. That's also a sign of like weakness, right? That the market just hasn't been able to bounce back yet. So we gotta watch this. So the one stock that report this week that got hammered was Duolingo. So this is pretty much near the bottom of the stack now. So let's just quickly take a look at this, what happened here. Alright, so here's Duolingo. Okay, it has a nice uptrend right here for a little bit of time. It didn't go up too far after the breakout here, and then it started to fall apart here. And then we have a huge reversal right there, and then on the earnings, after the earnings reported on Friday, it basically gapped down, and that's a pretty severe loss, almost 17% on Friday. So it just, again, this is just another stock that is coming back to the previous base low. What this means is, again, according to IBD, right, they watch like stages of bases and they count them. So here, like this is base stage 1 right here, this is stage 2 right here, this is stage 3. As it comes up here, this is, because it got reset here, so this is what happened. It undercut, right? It undercut the previous base low, it reset here. So this is base 1, this is base 2. So we're very close to again undercutting this, and we will reset the base. Now, the reason why this is important, because based on IBD studies, they always show like, over the long-term period in a bull market, stocks tend to go up, 3 to 4 stages before it top. That's one reason. It's not always going to be that case, but in most cases, when it goes up to third or fourth stage base, it's getting obvious to most people now, and usually that takes a long time, a year or 2 years, something like that, right? So now we are 2 years and a little bit into this bull market since October '02. So yeah, 1 year and like say 4 months now, right? Or 5 months. Sorry, 2 years and 5 months. So we are getting really extended into this cycle of this rally and this bull market. Are we going into a bear market, like a 6 months or 9 months correction? It's possible. It could be another year, like 2022, where we just get really, really choppy, and the index doesn't come down like really fast, but instead it like chop over 9 months period, and eventually it did, go to like almost 20% correction kind of thing, right? So that could happen this year too. Like no one really knows what's going to happen, but for growth stocks right now, it's just very punishable when it doesn't like miss numbers or guidance or whatever. So that's the problem right now. It's just not only is it volatile, but like when you're wrong or when the market is under selling pressure, it drops a lot. So it's just not a very good environment right now for a lot of this growth stock. Now, I have to say, like, because they have dropped so much so fast, there's a high chance for a potential like rebound, right? So even the short term, we could see rebound. So this is like the slope of this stock right now. Now, like I say, I always watch the 10-day. So as it comes back up, the 10-day, can go down here, and it's gonna come close to it, and then it's gonna be this bounce here, and it might look very tempting, but it could fail, or it can really take off. Like I don't know, it can work sometimes, right? So yeah, so just want to put that out there. No one knows the future. In my market recap video, I mentioned that the stochastics of all the indexes at the index level are oversold. So meaning like there is a potential for some sort of rebound very soon. So again, whether that rebound will last and become another new rally, no one knows. But that's what could happen, right? In the coming week or two, like maybe stocks will start to rebound a little bit and come back to their 10-day, because a lot of these stocks are just way sold off way too hard, and usually there's a technical rebound. So enough of the downtrend stocks. Let's take a look at this week's what is still in uptrend and whether there's new stocks and so forth. So here's the list of uptrend stocks. Again, there's only 61 of them. There's not that many. On hindsight here, you can look at the industry group sector here. So we're seeing a lot of financials. And again, as I showed earlier, in the financial accumulation distribution are the best right now as of Friday. So that's one thing. We see Rocket here, we see PLMR here, we see Co-op. Most the blue ones are the ones that I currently have a small position, and most of them are like either what I call a test position, or if I'm more optimistic, it's a half position. No, that's not financial. We have FNF here, Visa, FI. We have HCI here. A lot of insurance, right? Yeah, we have HMN here. Down here we have ERIE, SFBS, QH, Ryan. We have real estate HHH, property REITs AHR. We have TW Trade Web. So IBD talk about this stock. It did make new high. Let's jump to it in a second here. UBS in the bank's money area, Met in insurance. So these are the financial stocks. So that is doing really well right now. So here's the TW chart in the financial service area. So here's the earnings. Looks pretty good, pretty stable, right? In the high teens. Here's the nice chart. This is a nice cup, right? It's starting to form the right side of the base. The relative strength is almost like pretty much at near new high right now, even though it hasn't broke out yet. So that also signifies its relative performance. So here's a nice cup, and then we have this nice handle here, which is around 4 to 5 days. This is a very nice handle. Look at the volume coming down. That is a strong indication that no one wants to sell right now. And then we bounce on stronger volume, and pretty much this is considered a breakout right here on the cup with handle pattern. So unfortunately, I missed this one on Friday, but probably I'll try to get in on Monday, seeing where it is. But this is looks really good. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is also highlighted by IBD on both Swing Trader and IBD stock of the day. So other areas that also showing a little bit of strength, not as strong as financials. We're seeing biotech, right? Like health area, WGS still standing. We have SIBN here. We have Lilly. So let's jump to Lilly right now. So Lilly went into a big correction not that long ago, like probably like what 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then it started to rise on the right side of this base. It's a really nice cup pattern here. I will also classify here. You have that 1 week down here. That's probably the handle right there. So that's an early entry. Look at the numbers are still very, very strong. Let's go to the daily chart here. Again, we can see the trend line right here. There's a huge move right there on earnings, right? And then they pull back. This is the handle right there. And then it moves off, And then on Friday, you can see it tested the bottom here, and it didn't touch the 10-day, and it bounced pretty strong, right, to close. Possibly high close for a new recent close, high close. Yeah, this close 896.60. Oh, sorry, high 922.43. Okay, just so slightly. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number here. 91501 is that one, and today we close at 920. So it's a new high close. So how have I traded on this? I got into here very early entry point as it crossed the 50-day, and then it moves up here, and then I added more here, but I got shakeout right away after that, and then I bought back in right here, okay, and then added more here. So most likely, because Friday was doing so well, I might want to add more soon again. This could potentially, this is my largest position right now, and it could potentially be one that I want to really build up position in as it comes back to the previous buy point here. By that time, I will have a bigger position. Again, this is a risky market to be very concentrated right now, but this is the one stock that I have very much confidence so far, at least based on the last few weeks of trading. It has really proved itself, and this could easily become the leader of the next rally. So yeah, I do want to accumulate more position in this as it continues to climb. So other health stock here, where KRYS still doing good. MDGL, ABT is another also very powerful stock. I I did take a position on Friday. I'm late into this. This is the earnings, like very stable. And here's the chart. The chart is really powerful. Like I mean, this is possibly the most powerful chart right now. Um, and I don't know if this has to do anything with the new administration, um, in the president, in the office, but it's showing lots of strength. I mean, let's go to the daily chart. First of all, like, I just want to highlight all the volume down here. Like, there's barely any selling volume. That's the reason why it's moving so strong. So we had this breakout right here, and it just powered through. And then when it goes up here, it kind of went sideways, and then it did eventually let the 10-day catch up. I don't know if it touched it, but it came pretty close to it, and then it bounced again. And then it pulls back on one day, and then it bounced again. And then here, could have shaken out some people here because it kind of have a low here, and then it broke that low, and then it shake out some people, and then it bounced after that. And then right now, it recently you can see it also pulled back slightly here. And then on Friday, it did go down in the morning, but it also bounced off that, and then it was a very strong close. Like yeah, so I'm thinking, I really don't want to miss. There's not many leaders right now that are showing this kind of strength, but these are like kind of like Palantir or App Loving, right? When it first started, in the last rally back in October, and if this can go on for another 2-3 months, like this could be just the early stages, right? So Lily, ABT, these two are really showing. This one is stronger because this one is already broken out, right? Whereas Lily is still in this long-term base. So that's the difference. But yes, I am late to this one. So yeah, here's ASND. He's also a biotech stock. It's doing well. What else do you have? Novartis is another one that's doing okay. It's trying to climb up again as well on the right side of the base. BMRN here. We have CPRX also trying to climb. Halo, and we have ADMA. So yeah, feel free to check those out. Next we have Industrial Electronic Parts VICR. We have NGVT, Chemical Specialty. Now I did get into a few aerospace defense stock. I don't know if if it has anything to do with the all the commotion happened in the Oval Office between Trump and Zelensky, but the stocks were moving even in the morning before that incident. So but yeah, like let's just jump to some of them here. So this one is HEICO Aerospace Defense. Looking at the earnings here, so April 88 to 103, 97 to 109, 99 to 115, and $1 to 114. So these are all improving. Look, like this has a very strong earnings line, and sales are pretty stable. So it gap up on earnings on this week. Let me see the daily chart here. So this is a pretty severe cup, right? You can see here, pretty severe. So it gap up right here on the earnings, and it fall through on Friday. So that's pretty good. So yeah, like generally I will buy earnings gap in a base because it has a lot of room to catch up, right? And the fact that it also gap also shows that there's probably all the sellers are might be exhausted, and we also see that right here on the 2 days down right here. The volume is not that high. It's not even average. So and then that gap up really just very powerful move, and not enough sellers. It just move up. Again, very good chart pattern so far. It's climbing pretty steep right now. So we'll see how it ride this line here. Next we have Helmet Aerospace. Also pretty good earnings number going forward. Very stable, increasing sales. Again, this is another one that have very stable earnings line. So the aerospace defense continue to, I don't know if they're considered defensive, but definitely they have been moving for a while now. So it's not a fast mover, and but they're industrial commercial area, and yeah, so looking really nice. This is the recent base right here, and it just move up, kind of like a ladder, right? Just kind of moving slowly, but it's moving. So here's the daily chart. Here's the breakout right here. It goes up. I did try this a couple of times, got really shaken out. Not a big loss or anything, but it just was having a hard time moving, and so and then even the most recent one also fell right here. But now it's moving again. So and also this time is I like that the group is also moving. So other stocks are also moving. So maybe unfortunately I missed this on Friday. I rather take position on Friday. We'll see how it goes. So other industrial, we have rope here, diversified operations. We have road here, building maintenance services. And then we have TDG in the aerospace defense. So TransTime Group here, again, very stable earnings, right? All this aerospace defense stock, they don't have huge earnings, but they have stable earnings. And so this one hasn't moved for a while now. Like it tried moving up here, but it didn't really last that long. It came back down, and then even here it's kind of didn't take off right here. I was hoping it take off there, but it didn't, and then it come back down. But now we have like a tight five week base here, and then now it's just trying to get off this tight base. So looking at the daily chart, you can see this little base here. And so I did take a position here. Notice the volume also subside on the sell side. So the last 3 red sessions has been really underwhelming in terms of volume. So that also, let me know that maybe the selling is exhausted, and now the stock can move up much easier, and hopefully it can move at a 45-degree slope on the moving average here. Then we have technology, Unity's still holding up. What else? CWAN in the computer software financial. We have Way in the software medical. We have YEXT in the software enterprise, and FICO in the software financial. On the retail side, we have Yum restaurant. We also have Monster drink here. We have Soap ECL. We have BFAM consumer service education. Urban in the retail apparel shoes category. We have Darden restaurants here. And then we also have Texas Roadhouse restaurant and USFD wholesale food. You don't see much energy commodities at the top. They've really been under a lot of selling in the last month or so. But we do see a few here. TPL, Royalty Trust. CRS, this name come up quite often this week. Steel Specialty Alloy. LB, Oil and Gas US Production. HESM, Oil and Gas Transport Pipeline. AM Integrated, Oil and Gas Field Service, HLX. And OKE, Oil and Gas Transport Pipeline. So that's all the sectors. I just want to come back to one chart here, RKT. So this is Rocket Mortgages, right? They do mortgage solutions to get a mortgage. Yeah. So here's the numbers here: 4 cents to 5 cents, 6 cents to 13, 8 to 16. So that's double. Then we have 4 to 13. That's almost, yeah, that's true. So that's pretty good numbers. This is a $14 stock, so it can be more volatile, but looking at the chart, actually it's trade pretty stable, right? Looking at the weekly chart. And we are forming the right side of the base right now. This is looking very good. It's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 weeks up now. Looking at the daily, this bounce so far, like look at this tightness right there, and then look at the volume, and then it comes out a little bit. It did have some, bigger pullback here around the red line. So there's some sellers wanting to get out there, and then there's another one here. And then, however, both of them, they were able to come back above that and then stay above the short-term moving average. So right now, we are also seeing a little bit more volume comes in on the right side now as this trying to take off. And Friday, it gaps out in the morning, possibly on the earnings news here. But anyhow, looking at the chart, I feel this is a very impressive chart right now. So I take a position on Friday. Let's look at the intraday here. So here's the gap up, and then it came down, a little bit, not too much, but it did come down, and then it got tested right there. And then throughout the day, you can see here, it could have easily tested this, but it didn't. Instead, you see how it went sideways, and volume comes back in right there, and boom, it went up. So there's definitely demand for this stock right now. Whether it's traders pushing it up, I don't know. But again, this is not a big cap; it's small cap. Well, it's actually not small, 27 billion. But I guess the trading volume is not as high. 3 million times 14, so that's around like 30 million, 50 million. Okay, that's about 50 million trading dollar a day, trading dollar volume a day. So yeah, but I like this chart pattern right now. It's been showing its strength. It has a potential to accelerate like here, and who knows, it could accelerate, right? So if it clear the 15 mark, I think that would be a lot of potential faster movement there. So anyhow, I just want to highlight this because it did come up to the list to near the top now. So I don't know, it just pop up right after the earnings. So yeah, so should watch that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice week.